Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. So I'm working on a new account again for another Zero to Hero progression series, and as I was progressing I really noticed how different MapleStory is compared to say a year ago. So I figured it was time for another The Current State of MapleStory video, because things are once again very different as MapleStory keeps evolving throughout the years. I divided this video into different topics that I'll be talking about. So first up is the grind. MapleStory is known as a very grindy game. It takes weeks upon months to level up, and while this is still true, say after level 260, the way to get there, to get to level 260, has changed significantly. You see, twice a year there is something called a Hyperburner event. With this event, one of your designated burning characters gains 2 additional level ups each time you level up all the way to level 260. These events already help save you so much time, and to make things even better, from this summer onwards there is an additional event that kinda works like a hyperbolic time chamber, allowing you to get to level 200 in less than 30 minutes with your burning character. After reaching level 200, the game kinda starts with dailies and weekly quests unlocking every few level ups, but also at this point in the current events that are going on, there's a second hyperbolic time chamber that unlocks, speeding up leveling even more 3 times a week. Also, the meta has kinda shifted away from grinding for EXP between level 200 and level 260. You can still totally do that though, but you'll get most of your EXP from daily and weekly quests and the Monster Park dungeon. This is where you get a lot of EXP, like within 30 minutes you can get like at least 10% worth of EXP at level 250 by just doing your dailies and Monster Park. And that's excluding the second hyperbolic time chamber and all those EXP vouchers that we're getting. For example, I created this character 2 weeks ago and it's already level 251, and I barely grinded on this thing. I just did my dailies consistently and I make use of all the events. That's really how easy it is nowadays. The grinding meta really got shifted to past level 260, it feels like, where there are less dailies to do once you finish your Arcane River daily and weeklies, and you start focusing more on the 6 job resources which you mostly get from grinding, but you can then still do additional dungeons like Monster Park Extreme and High Mountain that will give you additional EXP and alleviate some of that grind. Don't get me wrong though, MapleStory is still a very grindy game, but until like level 260 you won't really notice it, unless you're like raw dogging a character to level 260 without burning and other leveling events. Yeah, then it will probably feel quite horrible. And not to mention all the free level up potions and events that are going on right now for other new characters. Maples nowadays are able to almost instantly get characters to level 100 or 200 with all the events, leveling potions and other benefits going on, making it so much easier to work on your Legion and Link skills. And that brings me to the next point that I wanted to talk about: seasonality. MapleStory always has 2 big updates a year, one in the winter and one in the summer, with smaller updates in between. Those smaller in-between updates usually have some pretty good events as well, but they're not as big and not as rewarding as the bigger winter and summer updates. MapleStory also has special events on Sunday called Sunny Sunday. Think about more EXP from portals, with minigames that spawn when grinding, or more EXP from Monster Park, and every now and then there is also a discount on upgrading your gear, or a greater chance to rank up the potential of your gear. These upgrade related events usually happen only a few times a year, which results in most Maplers saving up all their mesos until those events, and then they upgrade all their items in one go. This makes MapleStory very rewarding to play in the long run, and while you can still enjoy the game as is, the best gains and easiest gear progression can require quite a lot of patience, as you'll have to wait for those events to return again. Every now and then there also are special events that reward exclusive items or exclusive gear, like a totem, a medal or a legion block. These events are rare and usually don't come back, so if you miss out on them, you'll miss out on them forever. This makes the off-season more fun, but it also means that you have to stay committed to MapleStory if you want to make the most out of it. Next up are the different servers. Those are the heroic servers and the interactive servers. Heroic server used to be called Reboot, by the way, in case you missed that memo. In the heroic servers you cannot trade, and all your progress you have to do yourself. Also, scrolling gear and bonus potential does not exist in this server. Personally, I kinda like this, as there is already so much to upgrade and so many things to do, that having less things to focus on is actually kinda nice. The missing bonus stats you would get from those systems is replaced though by a special skill that boosts your damage. Additionally, cubes, the core items needed to upgrade and reroll your potential, is available from Mesos directly here, making it very easy to be free to play in this server. The monsters have been changed in the server recently though, and the final damage buff that we get was slightly lowered, but overall the server is in a really good state at the moment, with more previously real money costing items being now available for reward points in the cash shop as well. Similarly, the heroic server is also in a way better state than what it was a year ago, with more items being available for reward points, meaning they are free and can be obtained by simply playing the game. In the heroic server, Maplers can trade, which makes it a lot easier to get already upgraded or high level gear without having to put in that much effort. Cubes and other upgrade items like flames can be crafted in this server, and you can convert your mesos into maple points, making it very accessible to be free to play in the interactive server as well. The only downside here is that some of the interactive servers are not as popular. However, the GMS team is looking into this issue. So last year I made a current state of MapleStory video, which was definitely not as positive as this one. And the main reason why this time it is so different is because a change in directors was made for MapleStory Global. Last year, the general feeling that I had was that GMS wasn't really getting that much of attention or investment from Nexon, and was kinda just tagging along with the main version of MapleStory, MapleStory Korea, and whatever they were doing. However, since a few months we've gotten a new director which really wants to focus on the Western version of MapleStory, diverting more from MapleStory Korea with more region exclusive changes, which so far has resulted in the game being more free to play than before and the game having more of a direction and purpose. And while there still are issues with the game, like long maintenances, bugs and more, the overall state of the game is so much more pleasant than what it was a year ago. And looking forward, it looks like MapleStory will keep moving in this positive direction. And I'm just really happy about that, and I also noticed that the game is so different when you start playing it fresh again. So that was all I had for today. Do you agree on my take on the current state of MapleStory, or do you see things differently? Let me know in the comments. And as always, many thanks for watching, and many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, Caudimorda, Wiley, BackspaceOTI, Ziggy, Flidiot, Knivesu, Cloudfix, Michael Menchaca, Raythius, Betrayal1489, Sylvio Neto, Afterlord, StrikerElk, Ryaiser, Aryu, Matthias Simonson, PC Game Life, The Passenger, Max Bernhardt, Scotty Flies Fast, Fecko, Only, Lord Fazil, Spats D. Kaiser, Dante Victory, Snafu Pop, Quinn, Dewey Tren, Sir Otter, Vake Botnet, Kaniwu, Migu, The Wolfdrake, Mathinyu Dev, Pretty Bang, Best Guild Luna, and Grogo. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!